Alright guys, welcome once again to another installment of the VVR. I'm your host, the Mod Father, Michael Cobb, and today we're going to be doing something really special that I haven't done in a while, and because I got some new gear to work with, I am going to enjoy this. So, as you guys know, one of the last times I did a review was the Drop RDA with this Smock Mag camo. But I never showed you guys how to wick it because I got overzealous and, well, build it and wick it because I got overzealous and did it all behind the scenes. So today on the VVR, we are going to be looking on how to rebuild and re-wick this Drop RDA. Stay tuned, guys, because it's about to get cloudy. So, here we got a brand new desk. This is specifically for laptops, but it'll work just fine for what we're trying to accomplish today. Now, because of the time frame of the video, obviously I can make the video as long as I really want, but I'm going to kind of just fast forward to the part where it's completely undone and ready to build on. So here we are with everything all set up. We have the Art and Build Deck RDA. We have the wonderful tri-tool that came with it. We have the drop barrel. We have the staggered tip piece. And we have your Delrin 810 drip tip. Now, because I don't need them at the moment, I'm actually just going to set those off to the side. And of course, you've got your two coils right here at the back. Got some tweezers and a little screwdriver that fits the diameter of the coils that I've made, so that'll make it a lot easier. Now this tank is actually really easy to build on this deck. So actually, real quick before we get into that, I'm going to use some TP. Yes, we still have it. Surprised no one's stolen it yet. I'm going to use some TP to clean out all the parts from this from the previous wick job. Try and make sure it's nice and clean. One other material that I have for this job is a pair of super sharp scissors. Just so you know, they're off to the side. We'll use those in a later date once we're ready to go at it. I just want to get all the excess juice off the side so that it is fully ready to go when we do this build. I just want to make sure we get all the excess juice off. There we go. And then last but not least, the drip tip. There we go. Alright. So now we're ready to build. Alright, I'm going to pull you guys up close and personal so you guys can see this. Let me adjust the camera. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now that I'm nice and up close and personal, I'm going to get a sip of my coffee. And so I'm not completely vapeless. I've got the Boost by Aegis. And I know you guys can't see my full face, but we're focusing down low. Not too low, you weirdos. Alright, and of course we're also going to need some cotton. The cotton bacon. One of my favorite kinds of cotton. And here are those scissors I was talking about. I got those set off to the side. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take one of your coils, slide your tool, or screwdriver in this case, and you want to take the leads. Now these are already pre-cut. I measured them before the video, so they're ready to go. You want them relatively high up. I'm actually going to put this one on this side because that's the way it looks like it should be bent. I've already opened the leads wide so that I can do this. Now, one thing I don't like about these grub screws is that they are they're flatheads, so they're kind of hard to make sure they stay in place. There we go. Got the one. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lift it up a little bit. Just ever so slightly. I want the coil just relatively raised up. Now I can tighten down that lead now that it's in a general position that I'm comfortable with. I have to be very careful not to press the fire switch so that it doesn't try and fire on me. Because my hands are a little shaky, I have to be very careful with this. So I'm going to just try and even out the lead real quick before tightening down that screw. Alright, so it seems to want to kind of pull it down while I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do to hold it up is just put the tool in here while I tighten it down. Kind of help keep it straight. There we go. That's one coil. Now I'm just going to kind of straighten it out here. There we go. Now I've got to make sure that the lead isn't touching the post because that can cause a short out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bend this out a little bit because at the moment I don't have anything that'll cut that, I don't think. Let me see if these fist guards will do the trick, if it's not too narrow a position. I don't have any wire cutters right now, so these will have to do. Ho ho ho. Hello, it worked. Bingo. Alright, so I got that lead clipped. And I'm just going to leave it there because that one was just a little bit longer than I wanted it to be anyway. Alright, so now we're ready for the second coil. Now, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but we are going to try and get this as close as possible. So I don't know how well you can see right here. But we've got the first coil. Damn thing won't focus. Let's try this again. There we go. So now we got the first coil in. We're ready for the second one. Gonna try and keep it at the same height. Okay. Now I've got the same height, my desired just gonna push this down a little bit. While I tighten that last lead. Loosen this lead a little bit more. Now, as you can see, Both coils are in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tool here to kind of bend this one over into position, so that it is directly over the deck. Kind of straighten this one out a little bit. And bend this one a little bit more. Now that I'm satisfied with their placement, that each coil is in an even position, we are ready to begin the firing process. Now what we do here is, or what I do here is, I take my I've pushed the fire switch and I check for hot spots in the coil. So I'm actually going to turn this way down to about, I would say 40 watts, better yet 35. And it's asking me if it's a new coil, so there we go. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm firing off anything excess to see how well she glows. Kind of strum it like a guitar almost. Now you notice this one didn't fire up as quickly, so we're just going to kind of just enough to make sure that they are conducting their heat. And once you notice a nice even glow from the inside out, you know they're ready to go. Alright, so this says it is at 0.21 ohms, so that's pretty good. Not the lowest build I've ever done, but definitely satisfactory. So while we wait for this to cool down, I'm going to bring you guys up a little bit. There we go, so you can see me. And once this is cooled down, we'll get into the wicking process. But for now, I'm going to talk about how the rest of this plays out. So basically, when it's finished cooling down, I'm going to pass some the cotton bacon into the coils, and we're going to do a proper wicking job so that it sits nicely. And then we'll juice it up and vapor out. I'm just going to occasionally check to see how hot it is every so often. And then once, it shouldn't take too long. I haven't done a build process in a while, so this will be kind of fun. Maybe even have some music going in the background so you guys can jam out while I'm playing around with these coils. Right now I'm vaping on Watermelon Madness by Twisted Salt. Really good company. I really like their vape juices and their salt nick. So what I forgot to show you last time when I reviewed the Drop RDA, this is the little baggie it comes with all its spare grub screws and seals and that squonk pin I was telling you about. So really like that. Can't wait to put that into use at some point. Ooh, itchy right here under my nose for some reason. Don't worry, I ain't sick. Don't got no runny nose. Alright, I think that's cooled down enough. Oh yeah, definitely cooled down enough. Alright, so let's pull you back down here to the star of the show. And look at that, just a second. I want you to see this. Look at those coils. Those are hand wrapped by yours truly. 9 wraps on each one on Kenthal wire. So I'm just going to get a nice strand of cotton. Look at that, nice and fluffy duffy. Alright, and I think this should be what we need right here. Kind of looks like bacon almost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff out a good bit. Kind of see where I'm at for what I need to get a good idea. Now this stuff is super fluffy. I love it. Comes apart really easy. You can kind of guess where you need for cotton when you're using it. Even that's a little too thick. So you just peel away, peel away, peel away until you find what you need to make the day. Then you just give it a good twist. Now the stuff on the end, your fingers should help it bind together pretty nicely. And you leave the back end nice and fluffy. Now, I like to keep mine a good thickness. It should be able to move very smoothly through. And you're going to leave this end nice and fluffy. Yep. Alright, so that's one end. I'm going to just bend this over to the side. Now I can kind of gauge what I need for the next one. I'm going to put these two strands together. And just pass it through the other coil. Alright. So that seems to be sitting nice and flush. There we go. Alright. Now I'm just going to clip the ends real quick. Now obviously my wick tails are too long right now. So I'm just going to work on, I'm cleaning this up real quick so we can clean as we go. This cotton is perfect for vaping. I love this stuff. It's almost as good as Firebolt cotton. Alright, so now that we have a general idea of what we need, I'm going to clip it right about just a little bit past the base. Right there. And right there. Now what you should notice is that the other side is a little bit shorter. And that's because I wanted to give it kind of some space to work with. Alright. Now, just going to clean off my tweezers real quick. Alright, now we're going to give it a little comb out. Make sure it stays nice and fluffy. Okay. Now, just cut these fibers off. Okay. Nice. Alright. So the way I like to cut these wick tails sometimes is I give them just a slight angle cut. Just to kind of give them a direction for where they need to go. There we go. Kind of pick that cotton off my table here. Okay, next you're going to want your tool, my angling tool, and you just want to take that cotton and lightly tuck it down into the juice well. You don't want too much force, you just want it to sit nicely in there, right in the juice well. You don't want too much cotton, you just want enough to kind of give it direction. And you don't want to push the cotton around, you just want to like shape it and give it mild direction. There we go. Alrighty. And I think she's ready to juice up and vape. Alright, so let me clean up these tools real quick and we'll get into the wicking process for juicing her up and getting her ready to go. Forgot which way these go for a sec. Alright, got that. And now, the juice we'll be juicing up today is Candy King by the Belt Strawberry. As usual, one of my favorite juices. And we're just gonna juice her up. So I like to start with juicing up the actual coil first, being nice and generous with it. Now, I didn't wick it too tight, so it shouldn't be that bad. And then you go right down the middle, right on the sides here. Give a nice generous blot. Right across each, let it run down the coils and the wick tails. I like to paint it because it's just kind of how I work it. Now, I'm not going to vape this right off the bat. I'm going to give it a few seconds to really soak up. So I gave it 10 drops right there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of juice in the well itself. On either side. Now this cotton really likes its juice, so it can soak up a good bit when you first build it. So don't be afraid to be real generous with it. Now I'll wait for it to soak up. And we'll give her another few blats on the coils. Alright. Now we'll turn up, and we'll give it a few test fires. Ooh, look at them fireworks go. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to turn it up to 60. Oh yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Loving that even fire. I'm going to give it just a few more drops on the coils. Alright, she's ready to assemble and vape. So we're going to start with the barrel. I'm just going to take my barrel and slide it carefully over so it doesn't disturb my cotton. There we go. Then we'll take our airflow adjuster. I'm just going to drop it right in. Drop. Alright, she's wide open. Now I'm going to take the drip tip, and she's ready to go. Alright, so before we vape this, let's get all this cleaned up. Put my tool back in its package. And of course, I keep the boxes to my RDAs and whatnot so that I can easily find stuff. Also, this thing comes with an adapter so for the drip tip, which I didn't do in my last video. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab that adapter now. This allows you to use your 510 drip tips on here. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to grab that right here. And now I'm just going to put this back with its user manual, and it is ready to go. Alright, also got the drip tip that it uses. So, I guess it doesn't need this for the use of it. Cool. Alright, I thought it needed it to use the drip tip, but guess not. Alright, so I've got this set aside, or should have set it aside. There we go. Alright. Tweezers away. Let's close up this stand and get you guys back up to FaceTime. Much better. Alright. Let's close this up. That's one. That's two. That's cool about this table. It folds up. Alright. So we are back up here on FaceTime and ready to go. So we got this thing sitting at 60 watts. You know, let's go. Give it a vape. Got the airflow wide open. We're going to tinker around with it, see what she can do. Ooh. Hello. I wicked that thing better than I thought. No spit back, no gurgle, no nothing. Dang. Wow. That is some good strawberry. Let's see if I can turn off the airflow at the top ring. Just the top. Let's see how we can adjust it. Wow. I am not disappointed at all. Let's turn off just the last two to see what she does. Wow. Even with just the last two open, it still really chucks clouds. Wow. I'm not getting a single dry hit. I've already taken like 4 puffs. I'm going to juice her up just in case. I like keeping my coils wet. Alright, 6 drops. Let's see how fresh the flavor tastes. Still not a single bit of spit back. Little bit of juice in that, in one of the air holes, but other than that, nothing. Nice. Still no leak. I think I really wicked her well. Alright, so let's try that other drip tip real quick, the Frosty. I don't really like that too much. I mean, it's okay, but it's a little too restrictive for my taste. Mouthpiece is too tiny. But I like that they include it. Just not my type of drip tip. Alright. So this has definitely been a great build. I really had fun building with you guys, showing you how to build on this Drop RDA. Had a lot of fun with it. The coil came out really nice, tasted amazing, and the flavor that comes off this mod is definitely the best I've had in a while. Woo! So, the strawberry coming off this is nice and strong. It's very tasteful. I definitely like where it went. Not disappointed at all. Drop definitely keeps on chucking clouds. Alright, so thanks so much, guys, for checking this video out. I had a great time building with you guys and showing you how to build on this Drop RDA. I hope you guys could see everything all right. It's been a total pleasure. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down in the crotch box section showing me what you guys would like to see next time on the reviews. Maybe I'll throw some funky coils in this thing next time. Maybe a fancy build of maybe a quad coil or something. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much, guys, for checking it out. And if you want to see this and other great videos, be sure to check it out. Check out my previous videos on the Drop RDA, the Smock Mag, and several other different things I've reviewed in the past. Go to my other channel, Visual Vapor Reviews, and see more videos like this and others. Thanks so much, guys. It's been a pleasure. As always, I'm your host, the Mod Father, Michael Cobb, and these have been the Visual Vapor Reviews. Peace, guys.